Guys, I'm going to run through this review again because I filmed it before and the camera was too far away and you couldn't really see much of what was going on. It was all a bit in the distance really. So this is the Pumpkin Android head unit. I think Pumpkin is just the name of the shop that these guys use on eBay. That's the card there that came with it. You can't turn it on without having the ignition on, so you're just going to have to put the key in, turn it to the first setting, I think. Yeah, it's coming on now. I haven't got the ignition on, it's just on the first setting. This is Volkswagen Amarok, by the way, but this review is probably going on the EOS forum as well, or ISIS bought a unit similar. I've been going to get one for a while, and this looks as good as any that I've seen. 350 GB pounds, and I had to pay DHL about £18 in tax when it was delivered. But yeah, cheap-ish compared to some units that are on the market. It looks pretty much like a Volkswagen unit, fits in nicely. All the buttons and everything are the same. They illuminate red at night. As you can see, it takes a while to load up at first, which is a bit of a pain, because if you're in and out of the car, every time you turn it on it's going to be probably about 30-50 seconds before it's up and running. I did have a fault with it this morning. It's been okay, I only got it on Monday. It came really quick from Hong Kong, probably only about 5 days in transit, or 4. Jumped back in the car, turned everything on, and there was nothing. Tried a quick press on the volume button, the power on button there. Tried a long press on it, nothing. Tried turning the ignition off and on, and still nothing. When I install this, I'm just going to turn the engine on. When I install this, I was a bit lazy. It came on a Monday. I wasn't expecting it to come so quickly. It came on a Monday and I fitted it in my dinner hour. I was too lazy to disconnect the battery, which I should have done, of course. So that has given me a fault code, an airbag fault code, which needs to be cleared. I have got a OBD Bluetooth unit on the way, so hopefully I'll be able to clear that myself when that arrives. It doesn't affect the running of the vehicle in any way, but just any of you guys that are installing something like this, disconnect your battery first to avoid any problems in the future. Somebody did write about that on the Amarok forums, but I only read it after I put the unit in. So right, we'll just do a quick run through. Obviously we're on the home page here. You can have that set how you want. I've only had it in a few days, so I haven't got it exactly how I want it. I did have a few problems at first accessing the App Store. I'm just connected to my Wi-Fi in the office here, which is just there. There's a USB dongle on the back. That's somewhere around about there, and the GPS receiver is around about there. You could put a 3G dongle on if you wanted, but I'm just using the Wi-Fi. That's near enough for me at the moment. You can pair it up to your phone via Bluetooth and use your 3G connection or whatever you have got in your country, but that's a bit slow compared to Wi-Fi. So yeah, I had a few problems with Play Store at first. There were only a few apps showing up. I'm not 100% sure why, but I downloaded Market Enabler and another Market Enabler app off XDA developers, and that cured it, I think. So yeah, all the apps should be displaying as usual. Yeah, there you go. So you can download pretty much whatever you want, really. Sure, you guys that use Android will be familiar with the setup there. You can also download, if you've got the APK files, you can download from your APK files, just plug it into your SD or your USB slot and do it that way. It came with quite a few apps already installed. The navigation software is iGo 8, which is mapped to this button. I'm not particularly keen on that. The wife has it in her car, but I'm just not used to it. So I put my own Copilot Live onto it. It isn't mapped to that button yet, so if I press that Navi button, that will go to iGo 8, but I use Copilot Live, and I'm just used to that, and it works really well. Picked up the GPS.
Welcome to Copilot Live Professional.
Picked up the GPS straight away, or well, actually iGo did, because I used that first and then I put this in later. So it picked that up straight away, and that works quite nicely. Buttons, home menu, the menu button, that just gives you your sub menu depending on what app you're in. The back button, if you're in a particular app, just use that to go back to the previous page or go out the app. Navi button for your navigation. Radio, we'll just run through that. The radio doesn't work brilliantly. I pretty much knew that wouldn't work too well, because the Amarok, like the EOS, has got antennas in the mirrors, and this unit only has the facility for a single FACRA connection. So I just connected one. I don't know which one I connected. It does come in with an amp, but I haven't powered that, so that might be affecting the radio, or I might need to get a connector that will go to a 2-into-1 connector for the FACRA, where it comes into the back of the unit. I'll put the radio on to show you the interface. Looks okay. I suppose you might be able to download other interfaces off Google Play. Reception's not bad, but it is a bit, you know, when you get into built-up areas, you do get a bit of noise on the signal. But I don't use the radio an awful lot, but it would be nice to have better reception. The original unit that came with this, it was rock solid, never a problem with the reception, but this is, you can just hear a little bit of noise there. I'm in a built-up area, low down, big wall there, a factory there. So, but my other, you know, the one that came with the car, that would have been rock solid at this point. The steering wheel controls all work. This unit comes with CAN bus, so I connected all that up so the car knows what to do. I haven't tried that phone button actually, but I haven't got the phone paired at the moment. I've left it in the office, but yeah, that does work, the phone. I've got all my contacts into it via Bluetooth. I've made a few calls and it sounds quite good. Just using the little inbuilt microphone here. I haven't used it on the road, but I've made a few calls just in the yard here at work, and people can hear me and I can hear them fine. So that's all good. Tune in using these buttons. That was a bit off frequency, so you've got a better signal now. There isn't the same noise on it as there was just now. So
Yorkshire, where you have gangs of
so that's a lot better.
Committed paedophiles. Okay, thank you.
Showing the unit there. This car has got sensors in the front and also sensors in the bumper at the rear. So when I engaged reverse, it comes up with that. I'm parked near that blue car. That's the front of the car, and it shows that I'm quite close. If there's something at the back, obviously it would be the same there as well. I'll knock it out reverse gear, and to turn it off you can either press that or probably that, and that should knock that off the display, and you're back to whatever you were on before. I've ordered a camera, I haven't fitted it yet. I'm going to mount that on the number plate. I tow a caravan, so that'll be handy for backing up. Save the arguments with the wife, because she isn't the best at giving me directions when I'm backing up. So I'll plug that in at a later stage when that arrives, and perhaps show you how I installed it. It's basically a question of popping this off, taking these off, undoing the bolts, two there, and a couple there at the back. Disconnect the cigarette lighter, disconnect these switches, make sure you push them in with a little screwdriver. There's a little tab on the side to take those off, and then there's the usual 4 bolts to either side. Pull the old radio out, fit the harness on, and you're good to go. So we're back on the home screen now. Just run through. It came with quite a few apps already installed. The usual Angry Birds. We've got the iPlayer. I'll just show you that briefly. Radio's still going in the background. I might have to just go out of that. Yeah, if you do a long press on the back button, that'll shut down any apps that you're in, like it would do if you're on your phone or your tablet or whatever. So I'll just quickly show you iPlayer working, hopefully. Takes a little while to load up. There's something coming on now. Press play. And the screen on this, by the way, it's not a capacitive screen, it's a resistive screen, so you have to tap with your finger. It does come with a stylus. I can just get that out of here. Comes with a stylus, so if you want to input anything on the on-screen keyboard, you can use the stylus or your fingertip or whatever. And yeah, I guess that's why it's cheaper than some other units. I don't know whether the other units have got capacitive screens where you can just swipe it just using your finger. It's taking a little while to load up for some reason. Maybe it's not available anymore, I don't know. I had this on yesterday just to demonstrate. It reminds me of somebody that I can't think who. Oh, hello, love. Yeah, it just seems to be buffering at the moment, whether there's congestion or whether that's not available anymore. I don't know. I'll give it another few seconds. But it does work. Might be a problem with the network, I don't know. Right, okay, we'll go out of that. Yeah, I've run at the back of it. I've run my connections for the iPod into here. I don't have an iPod, but my daughters do, so they might want to play their music. I've also, it comes with a TV aerial. It's magnetic, that'll go on the roof. So if you wanted to watch TV, I'll just show that. The TV app isn't the best, but it does work. This is the DVB-T TV option. That's a no bad signal, but it was working yesterday, so don't know what's going on there. It might just be in a bad spot. The signal quality at 46%. I'm in a bad spot here, so that might be what the problem is. Can't get into the menus either. Once again. One more try. And then we'll just move the aerial a little bit, see if that's any better. Signal's gone up now. Just the aerial was in a bad spot on the roof, so still breaking up a bit pixelated, but I am, you know, in a built up area. It's only a little tiny aerial. Yeah, still breaking up. If I was out in the open with a line of sight to the transmitter, which is probably about 30 miles away from where I am, everything would probably work much better than this. So go out of that. Other apps, this is what I'm going to use the Torque app with my Bluetooth OBD connector, so I should then be able to display all temperatures 0 to 60 times, hopefully clear this airbag fault code. Let's take some antenna off the roof, put that back in there. But that's on order. It's been on order for a few weeks. Usual, I haven't tried a DVD, but CDs playing the normal way. You've got a music app. I think I mentioned there's 2 slots there. That was pre-installed with the navigation software and a few other apps and bits of music. Comes with this connector, so you could have a pen drive in there if you wanted. Looks a bit untidy that way. I've ordered a 32 gig card to go in that spare slot, so I can put all my music on there and any other bits and pieces that I feel like. Can't think if there's anything else. No, I think that about covers it. I'll just try this assistant once more. Or I just showed this the other day. I already had it on my phone, but I've installed it on here.
Afternoon.
Oh. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello? No, she can't hear me. It was working the other day, this, but now it's not working, so maybe the microphone's been used for another application or something, I don't know. Anyway, it does work, not all the time, but yeah, so I think I'll wrap it up there. Any questions, just ask me on the forums. Cheers. Drop.